happen to be on. This is Yoga with Tianna, and I am so excited that you are here. All right, we got a nice flow that's going to happen today. This is Yoga with Tianna, by the way. We are here every Saturday, and we have a nice vibe with music, and we get it going. All right. So for today's practice, feel free to cover your knees, have something down for your knees, and then also maybe even some yoga blocks. All right. We'll make sure we have those things going. I see we got my moderator, Twitch. Good morning and happy Saturday to you. Grab your mats, set your watch, and let's start our practice. Thank you so much. You know what? I'm going to go ahead right now to thank you to my moderator and start it now because I will forget. But we have to pick this intention word. So yesterday was indulge. And, I did indulge in some sweets yesterday, not going to lie. But you may want to indulge in joy, indulge in happiness. It's a lot of different ways that you can indulge, right? Indulge in laughter. So let's pick a word here. We have to pick our word. Ooh. Shout out to Melanin Queen Creative for these beautiful, beautiful cards because, it's on point. Yesterday, indulge. Today, clarity. Clear as kind. We shouting out Brene Brown for that one. Clear as kind. So clarity is our intention word for today. And with all clarity and full clarity here, remember, we're going to be on our knees for a little bit. We're still working our hips. I think we're going to make hips the thing for the month. And we're halfway through the month and we've been doing hips this whole time. So why not keep that party going, right? So let's come down onto our mat. Get yourself nice and comfortable. Maybe give it a little rock to side. Warm up your body if you haven't done anything yet already for the day. But I want you to just get yourself nice and relaxed here. Come down onto your mat. Now again, you can have your blocks handy. You may need those blocks as well while we're down on the floor. 30-minute practice. So let's go ahead and settle yourself. Maybe this cross-leg position is not comfortable for you, and that's totally okay. I want you to do what feels good for you, all right? So get yourself ready, relax your body here, and let's begin to come to the breath. So we're first going to focus on that inhale and that exhale. So maybe you take one big exhale out the mouth, and let's start to take those breaths in through the nose and out through the nose, if that's available for you, all right? So let's take that inhale in through the nose. Gently hold at the top. And exhale, release out through the nose. Give your body permission to soften here. So that inhale in through your nose. Gently hold at the top. And exhale, breathe out. Soften your shoulders, your hips, your knees. Yoga is prana, to unite the breath in the body. That breath is the base. So continue to take some nice, comfortable breaths. Maybe it's not as deep. Just feel that concentration begin to move towards the breath. Maybe as you start to breathe, notice you can release any portion of the body that is not feeling comfortable. So even if you feel like this position is uncomfortable, maybe bringing those feet out to butterfly out your feet. Whatever feels comfortable for you, starting to bring that awareness to the spine, elongating your spine. Bringing those shoulders back and unclenching your jaw. Giving yourself that mental arrival after we physically arrived on our mats. We're going to start to move our body. So we're going to take that right shoulder up. Right shoulder is going to come up. We're going to take opposite ear. Bring it down towards the shoulder. And then start to lower down that shoulder. So that lower down that right shoulder. Nice and slow. Feel that stretch here along the side of the neck. Let's gently come back up to a neutral neck. And we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So let's bring that opposite shoulder up towards the ear. And now that right ear comes to right shoulder. And begin to lower down your opposite shoulder. I'm going to gently take it back up to neutral. Let's see if we can take both ears towards the shoulders. Simply roll it back, down and back. And we're going to roll that out a couple times. All right. Ooh. Let's bring both arms up overhead. I want you to lift up through your chest. Palms are going to face each other. Lift up through the chest. On that exhale, we forward fold wherever we are. The feet are crossed, or they're in a butterfly, or maybe they're out in front. Just give it a rock from side to side. And wherever you are, we're going to walk our hands over to our top right side of our mat. My left, your right. Gently back to center. And over to the opposite side of your mat. And let's gently begin to come back to center. Maybe we notice we might be a little bit more comfortable. We might notice just how, tight our body is. And let's begin to walk it back. And we're going to bring those feet out in front of us. So if they're not already, go ahead and bring those feet out. We're going to flex our toes back and then begin to point your toes down. Flex your toes back. Point your toes down. Very nice. Let's bring in that right knee. So right knee comes out. Let's lift up. Bring those arms up. Let's turn towards the knee. So turn towards the knee. Hold the thigh or the calf. Look behind you. Stretching out that shoulder. Take it back up to center. Let's lower that foot down. Same thing on the opposite foot. Let's bring in that opposite knee. I'm going to bring my mat back out to straighten. And let's turn towards the knee. Let's hug in that calf or thigh. Look behind you. And gently bring it back to center. On that exhale, lower down. Let's bring our hands towards our legs or towards our feet. Maybe it touches the toes. Maybe just the shins. Lead with the chest. Give it a rock. Very nice. Let's come back to a neutral spine. We're going to bring that right knee back in, but this time we're going to let that knee fall out to the side. Readjust your body. On that inhale, let's bring those arms back up overhead. Let's turn again towards that knee. Open out. This time you can frame your body or maybe even place your hand on your thigh. We're taking that stretch a little bit deeper. Let's gently bring it back up to center. Elongate out that leg. We're going to do the same thing to the opposite leg. So bring that knee back in. But this time we're going to cross and bring that foot out. Imagine you're taking a tree pose and turn away towards your knee. Look behind you. Gently bring it back to center. Bring both arms up. Stretch out that foot. Let's see if we can bring that fold back again. So maybe towards the feet or towards the shin. Lead with the chest. Give it a rock. Let's walk our hands up towards our body. Let's come over to our tabletop position. Again, if this is too much on your knees, feel free to place something underneath your knee. In my instance, I can nicely fold my mat so that I can protect my knees. We're going to come to our tabletop position. Let's first give it a rock from side to side. Bring your knees to be stacked right underneath of your hips. Those wrists are going to stack right underneath of your shoulders. as you rock from side to side. And now let's start to make circles with our hips. Bring it all the way around and back. And we're going to pause and let's reverse. And let's go ahead and end with our hips towards our heels in a child's pose. Walk your hands out in front. Take your forehead down. Just notice how this feels in your body. Give yourself permission to surrender your shoulders and your knees. We're going to begin to look towards those hands. Let's come back towards our tabletop position. Now, a lot of us do our downward facing dog, and maybe we move our hands when we take our downward facing dog. So we're going to do a little exercise here in our to prepare for our downward facing dog. So we're going to start by tucking our toes, and we're going to shift our hips back towards our heels. So gently shift the hips back towards your heels. Notice your hands. You're going to keep your hands right where they are. And we're gently going to come back forward. Again, shift the hips back, press away with the fingertips, and come back forward. Again, we're going to do this one more time. Shift the weight back, and come back forward. Are we ready for our first downward facing dog? Let's go. Let's lift the knees, shift the weight back, just like we did. But this time, we're going to pedal our feet out. Feel that stretch along the back of the leg. We got this. And when you feel like, okay, I think I've stretched the back of the leg, I want to bring those heels to stillness and begin to shift back a little bit more, bringing our heels towards the earth, maybe introducing a slight bend into our knees as we bring our chin towards our chest, walking our gaze up towards our bellies. Pressing into the mat with our fingers. Let's gently begin to come back onto our knees. Come back down into the mat. Give it a rock from side to side. How is that for you? Did we make it a little bit easier by just practicing pushing back? All right. I know that worked for you. All right. I'm going to bring my mat back out just a little bit. There we go. All right. Let's keep those toes tucked. We're going to push back to our downward facing dog. So come back to your downward facing dog, gazing up towards the belly. But this time we're going to go ahead and lift our right leg up. So my left, your right. Let's go ahead and lift that leg up. Bend the knee, open it up for a three-legged dog here. Straighten the leg. Bend the knee, make some circles. Make your circles here. Let's pause, let's reverse our circles. Feel free, you can also do this down on the mat. Make your circles just like this. So either one. Let's straighten that leg. Let's bring that foot through in between the hands. Bring it in between the hands. Let's take the knee all the way down. Untuck that back toe. Let's shift back. Maybe that front toe comes up. Shift it forward. Ooh, yes. Shift forward. Now here's where you can have those blocks. You can place your hands on a block. We're going to take that inside hand towards the foot, and let's bring that hand to our hip. Turn towards that elbow. I said we're working on that hip, right? We're working it. Remember, you can place something underneath of your knees. You got this. Maybe open up that arm. Let's gently take it down. Shift that foot back. Take it back to your tabletop. Let's rock it out. Come back to our downward facing dog, or maybe we take that foot back because we're going to go to those knee circles. So let's bring that foot out. Bend the knee open, three-legged dog. Straighten your leg. Place the bend back into the knee, and let's go ahead and make our circles. Again, you can make this on your knee or not. Let's pause. Let's reverse our circles. Let's straighten our leg. Arch the spine, bring it forward. Let's bring that foot in between the hands. We're going to come down onto that knee. Let's shift it forward. Untuck the back toe. Shift it back. Again, you can have your hands to blocks. Shift it forward. Take that inside hand a little bit closer to the mat or place it on a block. Bring your hand on your hip and let's turn towards that outside elbow. There we go. So we have the inside of the foot and the outside of the foot. So we're going to take that opposite hand that's not on the ground and look back towards that elbow. If it feels good, we're going to open up that hand to extend towards the ceiling. Rotate the chest. On that exhale, let's bring it down. Let's step that front foot back, come back to that tabletop position. All right, how's that knee? How's the hips? Give it a little rock from side to side. We're going to extend out that right leg behind us. Let's bring that foot to the outside of the hands this time. Outside of the hands, let's bring it forward. Shift your hips forward. Take that hand, so that hand that's closest to that front foot, take it to the thigh. Let's begin to push that foot open. Pinky toe edge. Open out. Oh, yes. And let's bring it back. Place that hand to the inside of the foot. And let's give it a rock from side to side. Same thing on the opposite side. Let's extend that leg out. Bring it to the outside of the hands. You got this. Give it a little rock forward and back. Let's stay forward. Take the hand to the thigh. Let's pivot that knee out towards the side. Pinky toe edge. Shift your weight here. Maintaining that balance on that opposite knee and that pinky toe edge. Let's gently bring it back. Take that hand back down. Step the knee back. Give it a rock from side to side. We're going to come back to that right foot. We're going to step it out to the side of our mat. So I'm going to turn to the side so that you can see. We're going to step that foot outside of our mat, or you can come to the side of your mat. Once you get nice and settled here, making sure that that opposite knee is right under your hip, we're going to place that opposite hand here, right in front of the knee, and let's sweep that right arm up. I told you we're working those hips, right? So we're bringing that hand right over top, almost as if we're making a straight line here, nice and strong. Can we bring that hand down, sweep it underneath of our body, and then gently sweep it right back up? We're going to do that 2 more times. Bring it down and sweep it up. Last one, bring it down and sweep it up. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. We're going to take that hand down, step that foot back in, give it a rock from side to side. Again, if you'd like to place that padding right underneath of your knees, you're more than welcome to do so. Let's go to the opposite side. So let's step that opposite foot out to the side. Pinky toe edge. Opposite sides may vary, so listen to your body. Feel free to give it a rock forward and back. And let's go right into it. Let's take that hand right in front of that right thigh. Sweep the left arm up. We're opening out to the side. Again, opposite sides may vary. If you'd like to modify with the block, you're welcome to do so. You'll get a little bit higher. So you're welcome to take that position as well. And let's start to bring it down. Take it underneath of your body. Sweep it right back up. Take it down. And sweep it right back up. Take it down. Sweep it right back up. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. Let's release it down. Take that knee back in. Give it a rock from side to side. Let's come back to those hip circles. So back to your tabletop position. We're going to come back to those circles. Let's take our knees to one side, and we're going to come down onto our bottom. So come down onto your bottom. Place your feet around in front. Very nice. Just like that, come towards the edge of your mat. So I'm going to turn around so that you can see. We're going to bring ourselves down onto our back. So come down, hug your knees into your chest. Give it a rock from side to side. Let's take both feet up overhead. Flex your toes back towards your body. Point your toes up. We're going to lower down our right leg as we keep our left leg in. So hug in our right. So my left, your right. Let's bring that knee out to out to a butterfly. So almost making a tree pose on our back. Let's just open out that hip. Release your body here. Just notice how that feels. We're going to take that knee, bring it back towards the center. Give it a rock. Swap it out. Lower down that knee. Let's bring in that opposite knee. Hug it into our chest. Give it a rock from side to side. And let's take our tree on our back pose. Bring in that foot to the inner thigh. Open out the hip. Just notice how our body feels different on each side. Opposite sides may vary. Taking a second here to release the tension in the toes and the hips. Gently bringing that knee back towards the ceiling. We're going to hug both knees into our chest. Give it a hug in. And let's start with our pigeon on our back. So bring your knees towards the ceiling. Bend your knees, feet flat on the ground, toes tracking forward. We're going to cross right over left. Again, come back to that nice figure 4. We're going to hug that knee into our chest. Thread your hand behind your thigh. Hug that knee into the chest. Surrender your head, your shoulders. Maybe give it a little rock. Keeping that knee towards the chest, we're going to release our hands out to a T and allow that top foot to fall over towards the side. So same direction that top foot is facing. Allow the soles to come down, and I want you to look away from your knees. As you look, you may need to readjust your shoulders if your hands are not in eyesight. Allow that hip to open as you bring that knee to straighten towards the ceiling. Release the tension in your hip and your glute. Take one more full cycle of breath. Let's bring the knee back to center. Lower the foot down, uncross your legs. Give it a windshield wiper rock from side to side, nice and slow. Do one more windshield wiper. And we're going to set up for the opposite side. So again, bend your knees, walk your heels towards your glutes. We're going to cross figure four the opposite side. Maybe give it a little shake or a little rock. Hug your knee into your thigh. Let's thread the hand behind us, behind the thigh. Hug it in, surrender your shoulders. Again, you can always do what feels good for your body. This is your practice. Release your hands to that T. Let your foot fall over to the opposite side. Look away from your knees. Release the tension on the hips. Attempt to bring that knee up towards the ceiling, where it's almost parallel with the ceiling. Take a full cycle of breath. Gently come back to center. Bring that knee back into the chest. Let's lower that foot down. Uncross your legs. Give it again a slow windshield wiper rock from side to side. Let's let the knees stay on one side. Doesn't matter what side. Look away from your knee. Surrender your knees. Let's gently come back to center and take it towards the opposite side. Let it fall. Look away from your knees. And let's gently come back to center. Give it a rock from side to side. Hug your knees into your chest. Hug it in. Let's take that supine twist here, letting our knees fall over to one side, keeping those knees towards the chest. Take that back hand out to a T, look away. Top hand can be on the top thigh. Surrender your hip down, elongate the spine and the side body. Gently bring it back to center, keeping those knees close to the chest. Take it over to the opposite side. Let it fall. Look away from your knees. Let's gently begin to come back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. We're going to take a quick happy baby here. Take the soles of the feet to touch. Take those knees down towards your mat. Give it a nice counter stretch. Let's rock from side to side. Take the soles of the feet back together. Lower the feet down with the soles of the feet touching. And we're going to take our Savasana in this pose. Unless you'd like to take a different pose, maybe bend the knees. Maybe take another pose that feels good to you. And I'm going to give my hips a little opening here as I prepare myself for Savasana. Maybe the feet start to slide forward, and that's okay. I'm going to take one hand to chest and one hand to belly, surrendering myself back down, coming back to the breath. And as we come back to that intention of clarity, maybe we're clear on how our body feels. Let's come back to that clarity of the breath. The breath, which is so important. We take it for granted until it's times where it's hard to breathe. And then we realize just how important the breath is. That prana, that life. So as we focus on that breath, I'm going to go silent for just a few breaths. So we allow our bodies to surrender here, melting fingers along the body, surrendering our knees in whatever position that serves us, melting our shoulders and our head. And let's take a few breaths. And as we gently bring ourselves back into this space that surrounds us, the energy, the sounds, let's invite some movement back into our body, wiggling our fingers and our toes, and gently bringing our hands towards the outside of our thighs, pressing our feet together as we bring our knees and lower our feet down to the ground. Let's hug one knee at a time into our chest. Gently roll over to one comfortable side, cradle your head. And when you're ready, using that top hand to gently push yourself up to any comfortable seat that serves you. Let's take those hands to heart center with our thumbs towards our chest. I want you to thank yourself for showing up for you today. Thanking your body for showing up and supporting you in the practice. And I thank you for allowing me to be a part of your day. I want you to share this energy, this clarity with others. Let's take it off the mat because we got to share that good stuff, remember, right? So I thank you so much for being a part of the practice. And I can't wait to practice with you again. Until next time, namaste. All right. I thank you so much. I thank you for being a part of the practice. I hope that you enjoyed it. Remember, tell a friend to tell a friend. That's how we keep this thing going. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I see we have, okay, we got new icons. I love it. For my moderators with the icons, I see we got Katie3 saying hello. We got Christian, hello. We have Billy Dismore, hello. Flo, hello. I'm so glad you're here. Good morning and happy Saturday to Tamisha. Brawler, hello. You know, I will tell you, Brawler, I do that every morning, and I make sure I start my day up here. When it comes to the energy, I make sure I do that once a day. So don't worry. It's not on YouTube, but it's definitely happened. Sometimes if you hit me with a good playlist, there may be a time where I might dance. So I thank you so much for being here and being a part of the practice. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and I will see you next time. All right? Peace out.